Welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. Today, let's talk about willful ignorance. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. My name is Kale Houser. I appreciate you joining me today. I am co-founder and CEO of Kale Houser Leadership, along with my amazing wife, Liz Houser, co-founder and COO. I want to talk a little bit about willful ignorance. This is something that hits a little bit close to home for me in the form of a lot of my commanders in my military time, which is where I learned both the good and mostly the bad forms of leadership, is they were willfully ignorant about what was going on around them. Now, if you have not heard of this term, willfully ignorant, hopefully you have, but this is the concept of choosing by my own will to stay ignorant of a situation, for choosing by my own actions and thoughts and processes to not expose myself to the information I would need to make the correct decision or to adjust course or get the feedback that I know I need. Now, willful ignorance is a weak form of leadership. And I would argue, while yes, you may be in charge and you may be a leader, if you are choosing to be willfully ignorant about any aspect of your organization, of your team, of yourself, then your leadership is doomed. Your leadership will fail. Your teams will fail because people don't want to be part of teams that are led by the blind, because that's what you're choosing to do. By being willfully ignorant, you are putting the blinders on, saying, la, 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 I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I only want to see what's in front of me right here. Like, I don't care what else is going on. I don't care that I'm on the Titanic and there's an iceberg over here that's floating and is going to be right in front of me. Like, I'm willfully ignorant of that. I don't care that everyone knows I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not willing to accept the feedback or learn or join a mastermind to give you the skills to no longer be willfully ignorant. Part of being willfully ignorant is never acknowledging the reasons for the results you're getting. Never acknowledging that the reason nobody's buying your product is because it sucks. Even though, it was your idea, it was your baby, but all the market research, all the feedback says nobody wants this, let alone at the price you're charging. That is choosing to be willfully ignorant. Our society is full of that. Products that were sent to market that nobody wanted because somebody made the decision that, hey, this is my baby. This is going to be a success. I have to make this a success, despite all otherwise knowledge saying that, no, it was not going to be a success. You can no longer be, and you cannot afford to be, especially in today's economy, in today's work environment, the ostrich that sticks their head in the sand anytime something scary happens or a challenge arises. You need to stop being willfully ignorant. Now, a large part of many people's approach to leadership is that, oh, that'll work itself out. Oh, that's not a problem. They'll just sort it out on their own. Oh, if we just wait another month or two, the market will correct and we'll recover next quarter. That's willful ignorance. That's assuming and hoping that by random chance and hopefully the fates, that the problem will go away. And I'll tell you, as a leader, especially if it's a personnel problem, an interpersonnel problem, a communication problem, it will not go away. It will only exasperate. Like an off-balance washing machine that starts spinning and then it goes, and then pretty soon the whole drum breaks or it walks itself right off the cliff. Because problems, generally, do not fix themselves. They just get worse. And they get worse and they get worse until you can no longer be willfully ignorant of them. They are now stomping on your face. And it's your choice as a leader. What kind of leader are you going to be? The one that avoids the hard conversations? The one that avoids giving bad news? Or are you going to be the leader that takes responsibility? You're going to be the leader that absorbs the information. They welcome the information and the feedback from their team, from the people they trust, from the market, from their industry. And they analyze it, they look at it, they adjust. How does this fit into our goals as an organization of where we're going and our direction? And how can we use it to our benefit? You don't like the way I smell because I don't use deodorant? Stop being willfully ignorant as you're catching random whiffs of yourself that's impacting other people in your office. That you don't choose to shower except once a week. And thinking that, oh, nobody cares, nobody notices. They notice. Stop being willfully ignorant of your breath. And wondering, why does anyone not want to talk to me? Those are all things kind of comical, but real ways that people are willfully ignorant. We've had this before. I used to work in the military with, as the MQ-9, you're in this little box. This container, and this cockpit is put in this container. And me as the pilot and our sensor operator, we're shoulder to shoulder. We're maybe 2 feet away from each other, shoulder to shoulder, if that. At times closer, depending on the configuration. And we've had sensors in the past, young men, and I will say men because this is the only experience I've had. I'm sure it's happened with ladies as well. But because they're, single, they're on their own, they're living in the dorms, maybe fresh graduated out of high school or a year or two out, and no one's really taught them what hygiene means, what proper hygiene is. And I'm sitting there going, dude, I can smell you from here. When's the last time you washed that uniform? They are choosing to be willfully ignorant of their situation and the impact they are having. And now, after I've given them that feedback, hopefully I'm a little tactical about it and not destroying them or embarrassing them. But then if they choose to maintain their ignorance, and willfully so, then it is my job as the leader, as somebody exposed to that behavior, to escalate the situation so they can no longer be ignorant of it. But you as the leader, you need to be aware of that feedback and stop being willfully ignorant of how people see you, how people view you, whether they trust you or not, whether they kind of disregard you. If you're not even the true leader and that they listen to you, oh, the old man's talking, okay, everyone turn and look. And then when he's done, go about your business and actually listen to what Sally has to say over here because she's the one that's really in charge. Willful ignorance is the weakest form of leadership besides just not showing up, period. So stop being willfully ignorant of the things around you, the feedback you're receiving, your industry, your market, all those things. There's no place anymore for head in the sand. You just can't afford it. You can't afford it in your marketplace. You can't afford it in this economy. You can't afford it with your employees. And if you want to be around in business in a couple of years, you just can no longer afford to be willfully ignorant. Accept the criticism, take it for what it is, make the changes because you are so committed to your goals that you will do anything, including your own self-analysis and adjustment and changing of thinking in order to meet those goals. Stop sticking in your hand, you're sticking your head in the sand and thinking that amazing things are just going to fall in your lap. This isn't the lottery here. This is real life. And you need to work for it. And you need to get the tools and the access to information to be successful. And that's what we do at Kale Houser Leadership. Give you the right information and the proper guidance so that you can be successful. And this is me giving you the guidance. If this is you, stop with the willful ignorance. Acknowledge, accept, and analyze and move on. Figure out what you need to change. I think that's enough of that. Willful ignorance. No place in your leadership, no place in your leadership team, and really no place in your organization. Help figure that out if that is you. If that's something we can help you with, please let me know. Kale@kalehouserleadership.com. I look forward to talking to you. Likes, comments, subscribes, and shares are fantastic. It helps grow the channel and get more people this information and hopefully change their organizations for the better. I'll talk to you soon, no matter where you're at in the world. Have a fantastic afternoon. Bye.